in finishing, we're going to do two things. I'm going to read one thing that you can research if you are buying into units, around the 90s or, up to, I think, 2005. And this is the unit that I'm renting and living in at the moment. They started to have, and this is just an example of due diligence, right? Someone had a water leak in the unit and they got the plumber in and, pipe cracked. So they cut the ceiling out, fixed it. A couple of weeks later, another unit had a water leak. Fast forward to today, there's a product called polybutylene plastic pipes. Mm-hmm. And you can just Google polybutylene and there's articles everywhere and all this stuff. But basically, this type of material that was used, the chlorine in the town water was eating the plastic, and after 10, 15 years, it would leak. Mm. So the unit complex that I'm in, what is it, like 7, 8, 9 stories, the roof, so good size, probably 100 units maybe, I don't know how many. Anyway, it doesn't actually matter. They've got to go round and they're replacing every unit's internal water pipes.
Yes.
Now, that's $2 million job, basically.
Oh, my God.
Now, if you are an owner there, and I didn't even know the eggs. This is just third-hand gossip because I'm a tenant there, right? And they want to know when they can come in and do my water pipes. And on one hand, I'm like, you're not coming in while I'm on lease. I don't want the disruption. I'll just, move out at some point and then you can fix it when you move out. But then I was thinking, oh, no, I'm going to Spain in September. I've told them they're going to come and replace all the internal pipes in the unit while I'm away in September because I'd rather it change so I'm not sprung a leak at 2 a.m. and have to move and cause all the drama. So they've got to pretty much cut all, like gyprock out, repaint ceilings. If they can't match tiles in bathrooms, re-tile every single unit. Now, I was talking to someone on site. There's an employed building manager that Strata employs, and he does the bins and blows and vacs and fixes stuff. And I'll just make a note for other people there. Fixes stuff. He basically said to me, he said, we've worked it out, so we've got a plumber to do it. I'm going to do a bit of the labouring and helping, and there's enough money in the sinking fund to basically cover it with me helping.
Right.
And it's going to be a 2-3 year project. And the first thing I thought was, well, that's good if you're an owner, right? Because you don't have to pay special levy. But because there is meat in the sinking fund, that money is allocated for something else. So the can is just kicked down the road.
Yeah.
So they can go through, replace every person's unit with new water pipes and all that stuff. But in 5 years' time, when it needs to be repainted, there might not be $400,000 or whatever the cost is sitting there. So these are just the little things that can come up. But just on that fixing things.
Which doesn't, before you go there, doesn't actually add any value to your unit.
No.
It's just a necessary cost that has to be paid, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'm even thinking that one that I own, I'm like, I reckon at year 10 I'll be selling it because at least, not that there's polybutylene, I think they were, it was all illegal in I think 2005.
Yeah, and that brings us back to the quality of developer and builder that you've got as well, and the materials they're using and the length of effort they've gone to create a great outcome, which you've got. A lot of others haven't.
So just when you buy a unit or an apartment, the strata is responsible for the facade. So part of the facade is the windows. So, for example, I've got on my. Have you been to my apartment?
No.
Oh, come up next time.
Haven't got an invite.
Oh, You're invited.
Thanks.
So you go out onto the balcony. There's 2 roller doors and, nice view. And I look out up Newcastle, Hunter River out to the ocean. It's quite a nice view. Anyway, the sliding doors with like the salt air and whatnot, and they're quite big and heavy, like the wheels, anyway, they get jammed. If you got issues, you call manager, Strata come in and replace it. So it's an external facing thing. Now, if you have, and this is talk about property managers, there was some other chat in the group about if you're getting a property manager. I almost hit the roof with a former property manager that I had. I got an email, hey Glen, tenant said that in another unit that I own, the tenant said that the side door onto the balcony, because it was a Juliet balcony with a door and another balcony, that was the issue. So we've had someone go up and fix it, charged me $170. I don't even know what it was. It wasn't huge, but almost hit the roof. I was like, no, that's Strata. You report that to Strata.
And a good property manager knows that.
Yeah, and anyway, I just could not believe it.
Yeah.
So lots going on there. And we haven't really talked about any of the soft stuff, but I just hope if you are listening to this, you've got a really good understanding of how the Strata world works. In the Facebook group on Ella's post, Jessica actually made some good points. I've had a quick scrub. I haven't read them all, and I'll read them out now. And we may have talked about some of this stuff, so it could include some of the soft things. I own a couple of units in Brisbane City and South Brisbane. She said, 1, I'd look out for how regularly your body corporate meets, who the Strata management is, get minutes of all previous AGMs, etc. Awesome. 2, look at the flood maps if in a flood affected area. Awesome. And you might be thinking, well, if I'm level 7, it's not going to flood. Yeah, but the basement might. 3, think about the trade-off for expensive building amenities like pools, saunas, gyms. If it's for investment purposes, your Strata/body corporate levies are tax deductible, so it's less of an issue. But these amenities in turn Strata levies will be expensive if you're owner occupying. And that's it. Do you have a blanket rule? If possible, no pool.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, you've just got costs that you don't need to bear.
She said, point 4, and thanks for producing this podcast, Jessica. If you're aiming for capital growth, low-density apartments are your best bet as you own a lot more of the land. Also, more sway when voting in smaller buildings for any motions for improvements and repairs. 5, look at adjacent development or potential development, as what today is /car park /vacant lot can very quickly become a construction site. This obviously isn't an issue if the area is already developed around you. Noise and dust from adjacent construction sites will make your cute balcony useless. Or if you live on Newcastle Harbour and you get wind, your balcony ends up black from the coal from Kooragang Island. Number 6, try to inspect at different times of the day to get an idea of the demographic in the building, noise level from adjacent venues like hotels and pubs. 7, you should be able to get an idea of the historic capital growth /rental yield from Domain, etc. I would look at this even if PPOR, because you never know what might happen in the future, and this will impact resale value for you. 8, buy close to, but not next to, good public transport infrastructure like existing train or new cross-river train stations, etc. 9, an older apartment will generally give you a more generous floor plan. 10, check your building bylaws. These can really impact what improvements you can do to your lot, i.e. renos will be subject to body corporate approval to varying extents depending on the building. So all very good points there. For example, you may need a Strata committee approval to install ceiling fans, air conditioners. Now, in the case of like 2 properties that I have in small Strata schemes, we don't pay a third-party Strata management company. So that's all well and good while it's good until it isn't. Now, if our driveway needs to be redone or resprayed, it could be $15,000 job. I know because we've got a quote. It's on the back of the two other owners and me to cough up a check for the price.
Yeah.
When we get insurance comes through each year, I get it. I email everyone, hey, peeps, here's the bill, and we split it. So if someone wanted to buy it, they're like, where are the Strata AGM? I'm like, yeah, he's the AGM, but it's literally we met, we conquered, see you later.
Yeah.
But there ain't no sinking fund.
No. And that's, I suppose, the dance, isn't it, between the cost outlay to have someone manage it?
Yeah, I'm just not prepared to pay an extra $1,200 a year as a minimum between 2 or 3 people.
No.
I mean, maybe there's an argument that we probably should just to start to save for maintenance and repairs. But
Well, I think anyone that owns property needs to put aside repairs and maintenance.
well, that's it. Like whether you
regardless.
own a strata building or a freehold property, there's risk that the roof's going to need to be repaired, resprayed, replaced.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Glen here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You made it to the end. Can I ask a favor? Can you hit that like button and maybe hit subscribe if you want to get notified when we release further videos just like this one, whether you watch the Money, Money, Money podcast or Retire Right. And remember, if you want to learn more about investing, I've got an investing book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, and there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Bye.